What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, Canelo Alvarez, Jaime Munguia. Did you really expect a different outcome? I always say you never know what can happen in the fight, and I mean it, because you don't know what can happen in the fight. And yeah, a guy that's not expected to win can pull off the win. Now, that all being said, when I have to pick a winner, yeah, I'll always tell you who I think is going to win and why, right? But you never know. Now, in terms of you watching the fight, and you know, even when you hear a fight being announced, you had that feeling like, okay, let me say this about Jaime Munguia. He's a good fighter, and he has a lot of fights. But I never saw him like the way people pretty much built him up to be. See, being a Mexican fighter, and they talk that Mexican style stuff, and he gets hit an awful lot, okay? And he gets hit with power shots an awful lot, which means for him to not get hit an awful lot against Canelo means he has to be busy and throw punches, but he's got to commit to something, right? And at the end of the day, guess what's going to happen? Canelo, craftier, still sharper, more experience. I didn't expect any different result. Oh, but he's taller, he's longer. Yeah, Canelo's faced several people that was taller and longer. And basically, listen, Jaime Munguia, skill-wise, isn't good enough to beat Canelo. Being younger, being taller, being rangier, he still doesn't have what it takes to beat Canelo. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, like I said before, as far as him being deserving of a shot, no, man. He just came to the division, and no, he's not deserving. Now, what happened, and I can tell you exactly what this is. Let's hype up Jaime Munguia. They even said this right here has to be the best Mexican showdown ever. Hype him up to make him like he's better than what he is. So when Canelo beats him, it's like, yo, Canelo just be the guy who was better than Benavides or David Morrell. Look, I don't even care if like any of these fights, whoever, it doesn't matter. I don't care personally if these fights never happen. Given the boxing news and looking at things the way they are, okay? You don't sentence a person, well, depending on what they've done, because, somebody go out and commit murder or something, even though some of y'all wouldn't care. But I mean, like, you don't want to send somebody to jail that's innocent because you don't like their nationality or whatever. You don't like where they're from or whatever it may be. Now, Canelo, basically, he said going into this fight, this is going to be his easiest fight. Right, and you handpicked him. It's not like he's your mandatory like David Benavides for three years. Yeah, you handpicked Munguia. He didn't earn anything. So to say this is going to be my easiest fight, you know what would have made more sense? What would have made it respectable is if he would have said, hey, this is going to be a very easy fight. No disrespect to the guy, but he's not on my level. I would rather fight a David Benavides or David Morrell, who's been here already. No, that's not what he said. He can't say that. Why? Because we know that he don't want to fight these guys. So instead of you guys that have your head up Canelo's ass, instead of just saying, hey, you know what? Fuck, man. Yeah, we want to see him and David Benavides. No, that's not going to happen, though. He's avoiding, he deflect and get mad. That little hot temper bullshit he pulls when somebody asks him about David Benavides. He gets mad, he gets tired of it because he don't want to fight the guy. And for all of you talking about David Benavides is easy work, he's not on Canelo's level, ask yourself this question. If Canelo really felt like that, do you think he'd be talking about he want $200 million to fight him? No, he just whoop his ass. He go whoop his ass. Go whoop David Morrell's ass and get it over with, right? The fact that he has to say, I do what I want. I'm Mexican. I do it, right? That's telling you. Why do you feel the need to say that? Because you know you're not fighting the guys that people want to see. Who in the fuck said, yo, Jaime Munguia versus Canelo? That's going to be a super fight. Who the hell ever asked for that fight? You understand what I'm saying? Show me one person that don't think it's necessary for Canelo and Benavides to fight. That's a boxing fan. No, if you feel like it's not important, it's because you're a Canelo Alvarez fanboy, and you one of those people. You one of those people that the fighters you like can do no wrong. So at the end of the day, well, I tell you what. Don't be fooled by the cheers. I ain't Mexican. I do what I want. I ain't Mexican. Right? Okay. And they, right? Because you had a lot of Mexicans out there in the crowd in Las Vegas the other night. So my whole thing with that is, okay, what the fuck does you being Mexican have to do with you fighting Morel? Okay, cool. Then you and Benavides, or fighting Benavides or Morel. Okay, because here's the deal. You and Benavides got that both in common. Y'all both Mexicans. Okay, go make some money together. See, two Mexicans, Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to pick the lesser of the better fighters. And you're going to pick a guy that just came into the division, and you're going to say he's accomplished a lot. He's a great fighter. Really? Really? He's a great fighter. He's accomplished a lot, but you are the one who said that, hey, this is going to be one of my easiest fights. This is what he said. Once again, yes, you knew this. You handpicked him. So even when he dropped the, fourth round uppercut, and people was, yo, Munguia, that guy got an iron chin. Nah, stop with this iron chin shit. Y'all kill me with this iron chin talk. Listen, man, at the end of the fucking day, he fought Munguia. Like I said, Munguia's a good fighter, but no, Munguia is not. I didn't expect it to be no firework type fight. No, he had some spots in the fight where, he had his moments, a couple of moments here and there throughout the fight. But you could see the skill levels was completely different. Okay, and I told you guys this when Munguia was at 154. I'm like, Munguia, he's the biggest thing about Munguia is because he can take a punch and then he'll come right back. And people love that whole, Mexican style. He's standing there taking a punch. Like, no, standing there getting punched in your fucking face doesn't show skill. It just means you can't avoid punches and that you're not too smart of a fucking fighter. So with his style, I couldn't see him even really, really doing much of anything different from what he did against Canelo. Now, that all being said, here's the deal. These so-called fight fans now, you guys are like the worst type of fans in the world because you're fighter fans. And you guys get upset because people want to see a fight. No different from, when people get upset because we're talking about Terrence Crawford not wanting to fight, Jerron Ennis. Oh, I'm sure they gave him 20. Man, shut up. Shut the fuck up. We ain't talking about no if they gave him 25. You start putting price tags on shit to go to up the ante to make the fight happen. Same thing. If fucking Terrence Crawford, if he thought Jerron Boots Ennis was a piece of cake like you fanboys are saying, why would he ask him, for $25 million we can make it happen? Oh, okay. Are you asking for $25 million for these other fighters? And this is what I'm saying about how people look at fights and they act like you're wrong for wanting to see the damn fight. But at the end of the day, y'all, this is the new era of boxing, okay? The new era of it. So what you're getting right now, if you don't like it, I get it. Because I mean, there's been some good nights of boxing, some good cards, but they're spread out. We want change to happen, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like I said, given the boxing news, I'd rather be able to speak about fights that's coming. Everything is always a bunch of drama. And that seems to be like the driving force for people to get interest. But the fight itself, the casuals just talk and run their mouth. They don't even know the facts. They just say things. They don't even care about the truth. They just want to talk and be heard. And as long as somebody's agreeing with them, even if they're telling a bold-faced lie, they're okay with that. Look, I yell out, I ain't Mexican. All the Mexicans in the crowd, right? Okay, y'all impressed by that shit. Well, also notice, when Jim Gray asked him about fighting Benavides, and I'm not going to take vacation. Yeah, they started booing him. Y'all make it sound like the Mexican fans don't want to see him in Benavides. That's bullshit. This whole fucking, oh, well, you know, he can fight who he want bullshit. No, there's no fighter that I agree with that shit. I don't care who it is. No fucking fighter who, like I said, unless you're holding no title belts and your existence in boxing is just to fight whoever, and you're not holding up the division, well, yeah, go ahead and knock yourself out. We don't care. At that point, you're not holding up anything. So you're not stopping the progress of anything. But when you are in a position of, I'm an undisputed champion or I'm holding on to a belt, but I don't want to fight the guys that I should be fighting. What is the purpose of having a ranking system if you can pick and choose who you want to fight? What is the purpose of being called a fucking mandatory? Do you know what mandatory means? Have a mandatory meeting at your fucking job and don't go. And let's see how that work out for you. Oh, well, let me tell you something, Mr. Manager. I'm at the point I can do what the fuck I want to do. I've earned that. Right. And when you find yourself on Indeed scrolling through the fucking ads to see who's hiring because they didn't fire your stupid ass because you think you can just do what you want. See, no. This is where I'm saying, you guys with this bullshit about, oh, I don't care if it's Crawford, I don't care if it's Canelo, or I don't care who the fuck it is. Funny thing is, y'all love to talk about Floyd cherry pick, right? But you want to know what's crazy? Look at Floyd's fucking resume. Y'all brag about De La Hoya, what he had. Floyd beat him. You brag about Pacquiao. Oh, Floyd beat him too. You brag about Canelo. Oh, Floyd beat him too. You brag about Shane Mosley. Floyd beat him too. You bragged about Zab Judah. Floyd beat him too. I'm just saying, whether it's Castillo, whether it's Diego Corrales, I mean, bottom line, Sharmay Mitchell, I mean, all these fucking different guys that he fought and beat. Y'all purposely overlook all of that shit. But then, oh, he cherry picked. Soon as somebody say Canelo's cherry picker, what about Floyd? What about Floyd? What the fuck does Floyd got to do with this? Here's my thing. If I think this man over here is doing some asshole type shit, and then this man over here do the same thing, or something similar, I'm not gonna fucking, well, what about when he, no. To justify that shit, no. If I didn't like him doing it, I don't like him doing it either. So, aside from bringing up points to basically make you take your foot out your mouths, because all the hypocrisy with people always talk about the best fighting the best, but as soon as someone calls you out and want that smoke, somehow, oh, they hating on Canelo. Yo, man, Canelo still got it. Okay, cool. Right. And y'all saying, and this is the problem people have with y'all, so-called you fanboys. You love to sit up and talk about how easy work Benavides is, easy work David Morrell is. So then what the fuck is the problem? Why do you need $200 million to fight somebody that's easy work? I bet you he ain't getting no $200 million fighting Jaime Munguia. Same way I'm saying. Terrence Crawford fighting against this guy for a belt, but he's not getting no 25 fucking million for it. So at the end of the fucking day, right? The fighters make it sound like they're doing a fucking favor with your fucking money. You're so stupid, some of you don't even realize they're getting paid from you. You're the fucking ones paying their salary. You are. So every fucking time I hear somebody say that shit about any fucking fighter, I'm like, man, that's bullshit. You want to know what's crazy? When he started getting booed, I'm sitting there watching this shit and I'm like, Now, you know on Prime you can go into you got comment sections up there and shit, like a chat thing, whatever. Man, it is amazing how many fucking people got, like, they like having how many so-called men love having man meat in their mouth. Man, they sit up here and make excuses. Oh, man, why the crowd hating? Oh, it's okay. See, this is where I say it's all good when somebody yelling out, and I'm Mexican. Like, okay, yeah, we know that. What the fuck does that have to do with you fighting against Benavides? But then when you call them out on their bullshit, people want to pull that race card shit. I don't give a flying fuck. Let me tell you something right now. Any one of you motherfuckers, all right, who feeling itchy at the finger out there, I don't give a fuck how you feel, because I'm speaking the truth. You motherfuckers love to try to pull this race card shit when somebody is speaking about someone that you don't mind getting on your knees for. But the funny thing is, like when I roast Deontay Wilder, or if I roast Gervonta Tank Davis, or anybody that's black, ha ha ha, Oh, you so funny, Aries. But the second I say something about somebody that may be the same nationality as you, oh, but I find it kind of odd. You only spoke about the Mexican people. Y'all know. Y'all like sucking already. Now you can't suck mine. I don't go that way. But you know what y'all like to do. Go have at somebody else's. You stay on your knees for these fucking fighters that y'all do this shit for. Anybody in this era now, when you say something, it's hating. Nobody can have a fucking opinion. Nobody can speak the truth. And this is the thing. I'm speaking, look, you explain. If this dude don't want that smoke, are you that stupid to not think that Canelo isn't avoiding Benavides? Are you that dumb to think that he don't see this man as a threat, despite all the bullshit? And this is the thing about Canelo. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I ain't fight anybody. You keep saying that shit, but you're lying, because you won't fight Benavides and you won't fight David Morrell. Every time they ask him about any other fucking fighter, he always say, he's a good fighter or whatever. But when it's a top guy, he always have some excuse to not fight them. Okay, at the end of the fucking day, right? This is how boxing works. Okay, there's a lot of things that go on. But one of the things about a champion is this. The champions won't come out their face and say, yeah, I want to fight all of those guys. They don't want to put their foot in their mouth. They won't come out their mouth and say, nah, that dude is dangerous. Fuck that. He's a threat. No, they want to make you think they'll just go through anybody. They want to see all of these top guys eliminate themselves. You know why? So they can hold on to a fucking belt, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick who they want to fight against. Because now, as they're coming up, right, they have to scratch and claw to get there. The mindset now is, I want to stay here. So the best thing I can do is what? Take easier fights. They might have the ability to beat all of those guys that they're avoiding. But when you play stupid and act like you don't understand that, how the fuck do you not see David Morrell or Benavides as a threat and he won't fight them, and his claim is they haven't done anything? You can say Jaime Munguia has more fights than both of them, but do you think that Jaime Munguia would beat David Morrell? Do you think that he would actually beat Benavides? Benavides told us, basically, I saw an interview and he said that the Saudis, they reached out to him. People, Eddie Hearn reached out. Different people reached out to him. They wanted to get him to fight Terrence Crawford, but at 160. And he's like, I can't make 160. Man, everybody knows that boy was at 230-something pounds at one point. He's a fat kid. So we know that if this motherfucker don't burn the weight, keep the weight down, he can balloon up easily, okay? So at the end of the fucking day, right, we know he's not going to make 160. Just like when he made that comment about he'll go down to 160 and fight Charlo. I'm like, nah, he's in his feelings right now. He's upset. He's mad, whatever, but he ain't coming to no damn 160. He can't even meet, motherfucker barely make 168. How the fuck he going to make 160, right? What did I tell you, though? When I said Crawford don't want to fight Morrell, he don't want to fight Benavides. He don't want to fight anybody at 168 other than Canelo. He thought because he had just became undisputed in the second division, he's a hot fighter right now. He thought that big money fight. Nah, they can't say no. Me versus Canelo, that's money. Canelo, he's not interested in that shit. Now, why don't you think Crawford don't want to fight anybody else? Because he knows he run a threat of getting knocked the fuck out. So when people say shit like nobody beats Canelo or nobody beats Crawford, how the fuck do you know that when they won't fight certain guys? That's the stupidity of it all. Y'all claiming nobody can beat them, but there's certain guys they don't want to fight. Why do I want to make as much money as possible? Because they know it's a strong possibility I can lose this fucking fight. And at least if I do, I'm well compensated. I don't know how a rematch will go or what will be. Do I even want a rematch? What type of damage I might take in this fight? You understand? See, you're not fighters. The fighters won't say this shit, but this is the reality. That's why I said, listen to what Devin Haney said about Ryan and him in that situation. Because he was speaking nothing but truth. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how fearless you may be. You might go in there and get fucked up. So to keep claiming nobody can beat them, but yet there's guys that they won't fight, or when certain guys' names come up, oh, you got to pay me X amount of money. If this motherfucker's a walk in the park, okay, Crawford, why would we give you $25 million to fight a guy that's a walk in the park? Canelo, why would we give you $200 million to fight a guy that's a walk in the park? For what fucking reason? So they obviously know different from you guys. The problem is they know that you're like sheep. They can tell you anything and you suck it all up. Okay, when you look at the fact that David Benavides has been this man's mandatory for 3 fucking years, and we say Canelo Alvarez is under the witness protection program, but the fighter protection program, no, man, he fought. Stop talking about the past. We talking about now. How the fuck are you somebody's mandatory? See, remember when Mauricio Suleiman got caught in that lie? Because out of his own lying-ass mouth, he said Dillian White was #1 and mandatory for the WBC. Remember he kept saying that? He said that shit? And then all of a sudden, he put Dylan through all this bullshit, then goes, just because you're #1 doesn't necessarily mean that you're mandatory. No, Mauricio, you said that. It came out of your mouth. He the one said, Canelo Alvarez and Vasily Lomachenko, they requested to become franchise champion. Right? But then see, he's not a fighter. So I'll take the blame. I'll take it because I want my fighters to be able to go out there and flourish and make me as much money as possible. But bottom line, he sat there and said that doesn't make you the mandatory. Well, okay, it's clear. David Benavides is not just the #1. He's contender. He is mandatory. David Morrell is mandatory for one of his other titles. What's up? So my point, Dillian White was going through the same exact shit that Morrell, yes, and David Benavides is going through. The only difference between Benavides and Morrell is people talk about Benavides versus Canelo a lot more. But bottom line is, he went through the same shit. And then what did Mauricio Suleiman say about Tyson Fury that we know all this bullshit? Well, I feel sorry for Tyson Fury because he's a victim of the times, because these guys don't want to fight them, they overprice themselves. And oh, wait. So they're overpricing themselves as top contenders. But yet, here goes the fucking guy asking for $200 million to fight a guy that's supposed to be a so-called walk in the park. Do y'all not see the hypocrisy and how like incredibly stupid that thinking process is? So at the end of the day, fighters always crying about we put our lives on the line in here. People don't understand what we go through, but yet y'all the ones that penny pinching trying to not pay your opponents. Okay. So bottom line is this. I'm not looking forward to Benavides and Canelo. I'm not looking forward to Crawford and Boots. I'm not looking forward to nothing. When it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Simple. So, whenever you can fucking say, yeah, I want that fight, and there's video footage of you, yeah, no problem, I want that fight, but then you all of a sudden, now I do what I want. Right. I'm telling you, plain and simple, I don't want these tougher fights. I've already took a lot of tough fights, so now it's my time to cherry pick and just keep taking your fucking money, because your stupid asses, all I gotta do is yell out my country, and y'all gonna wave the flag and cheer, and I'm just gonna take everybody's money. Not to mention everybody that go and order a pay-per-view, or everybody that go and order a streaming service just for the sake of, oh, okay, I could watch boxing, or okay, cool. Everybody's not from Mexico, motherfucker. You got fans from everywhere, but it's clear. See, example of something, right? I remember they asked Anthony Joshua who his favorite fighter was. He said his favorite fighter was Canelo. Okay, cool. I don't know how Canelo feels about Anthony Joshua, but I know when AJ fought against Andy Ruiz, he went with his fucking countryman. He like, fuck you. Okay, I'm your favorite fighter, cool, but that's my countryman. Andy Ruiz is Mexican. Yeah. So at the end of the fucking day, the whole point with that I'm making about all of this bullshit that people always want to fucking make shit about race because somebody speak the truth about against your favorite fucking fight. I don't give a fuck how none of y'all feel about me speaking my mind. I'm do something about it. That's what I say to anybody. Do make me fucking stop. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I guess I'm racist towards Terrence Crawford too, because when I'm saying he needs to fight Boots, but well, he's at 154. Well, he's still paying sanctioning fees to hold on to belts at 147. Stupid. Which means he hasn't completely left the division. Because if he goes and get toasted at 154, guess what? I still have real estate at 147. So I'm not completely out the picture. And it's the same shit. Boots is his fucking mandatory. But Boots now has his belt. Well, he was his mandatory. But Boots now has his belt. He doesn't care about the belt. Okay, cool, no problem. But I tell you what, anytime you want to try to talk like it's not important for the best to fight the best, but then y'all hypocritical asses turn around and go, oh man, you know, boxing should be all about the best fighting the best. With the exception of my favorite fighter, if I feel it's a fight he may lose. And that's all that shit comes down to. So, look, Jaime Munguia did what he did. Like I said, the dude, he can fight, but he's not on Canelo's level, he's not on Benavides' level, and he's not on David Morrell's level. It's as simple as that. So no, it's not like he fought the best two guys at 168. No, he fought a fucking guy that he handpicked that he admitted was going to be his easiest fight. Come on, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn hate. If I hated somebody or disliked the person, I would fucking say it. I would give a fuck how you felt or how they felt about it, because I'm human and I got the right to feel, you know, based off shit that happened. But I don't hate these motherfuckers. They ain't do shit to me. I'm just speaking the truth about what the fuck is going on, because most of y'all are too blind. I got the fucking heart, okay, because I'm all man. I got the fucking heart to say what the fuck y'all won't say. And somebody asked me about, yo, did you hear what Showbiz the adult said about what's his face? Ryan Garcia and something about Canelo? I'm like, no. And let me say this. For what I was told that he said, he said that he explained why Ryan Garcia failed the test, but he didn't cheat. Okay. Well, for all of y'all motherfuckers saying, well, we gotta wait for the B sample to come back. Like I said, let's wait for the B sample. But going by his own words, he's full of shit. And him and Oscar, nobody's saying the same shit that Ryan is saying. How the fuck would you know better than him what the fuck was in his body or how I got there? So we should wait for the B sample to come back. Well, without the B sample coming back, Showbiz can tell y'all why he didn't cheat. And it's a fact. Yet the B sample haven't came back. Hypocritical bullshit. And let me say this. I don't know that brother personally. I've caught a couple of his shows here and there. I haven't watched this dude for a long. I don't go looking for these guys. They shit just pop up, you know, in the feed, because we all make videos about similar topics at times. But one thing I'm gonna tell you about Showbiz, I think he's married to somebody that's Latino or something, because in all honesty, he always, no matter what Canelo does, no matter what Ryan, he always try to side with Mexican fighters, because he knows if you talk good about Canelo, that's more followers, that's more subscribers. He knows that. You talk good about Ryan, and you always hear these fighters where they say, this guy got a whole country behind him, right? And that's what Showbiz does. He caters to their audience. He caters to the audience so they will like his channel and love everything he says and does. I've seen that in him several times. This dude, IBFP, same thing. Canelo can do no wrong. Every fighter in the world is garbage truck juice except for Canelo, or everything. Any Canelo opponent, he always try to big them up and make them to be the best shit in the world. But when he don't like that fighter, he'll shit on him, like Jamel Charlo. I forgot who else somebody else he fought. And I remember my whole thing was I just couldn't take him, because my thing is we all, not so much a brotherhood, but we all doing the same type of shit. And I'm listening to these guys, and I'm like, man, these dudes not even honorable. I see clearly what they're doing. And the more you talk good about Canelo, the more your channel grow. You talk good, see, same thing. Talk good about Pacquiao. Talk good about Fury. Oh yeah. Just feed the people what they want to hear. Don't speak the truth. And that's all that shit comes down to. So, I didn't see the video. I don't need to. But if Showbiz said he's giving the reason that Ryan didn't cheat and how it got in this. How the fuck would you know? How the fuck would you know? And let me just tell you something. Like I said, if you bought something and it doesn't have, and it's something in it that's not in that label, you know that company could be sued, man, because something, let's say somebody drank something and they had something in their body that shit didn't mix well with. I mean, it could be any type of thing. How the fuck would showbiz know what this man drank or what he did or no? See, all of this shit is what I'm saying. But he caters, and I know that shit, man. I see a lot of these black dudes, same thing, they be black, but they're married to somebody that's Latino or from Thailand or wherever the fuck, and they try to talk good about fighters from that particular country. They know who the fuck they are, even some of these content creators. Look, these content creators, I mean, and a lot of these people with podcasts, all this kind of shit, bottom line, different channels, and like, shit, man, some people, you wouldn't even think they was black or whatever because they don't post nothing black oriented on their channels at all, right? So, but they'll talk shit about how motherfuckers ain't respecting black fighters and people ain't doing this and that. And that. Like, motherfucker, you don't even live in America no more. Motherfucker, your wife ain't even black, this, that, whatever. So what I'm saying is some people try to cater to a certain audience because it works for them. You understand what I'm saying to you? So bottom line, if tomorrow people turned their backs on Canelo and started hating him, the people supporting him, if they started losing viewers and followers, yeah, they start hating on him too. That's what they do. They cater to the audience. I don't do that shit. So I will always be like a stick out like a sore thumb to these motherfuckers because I don't believe in doing that. Now, if you also remember, man, like, and let me say this too. Let me let y'all know something, because I don't think a lot of y'all pay attention to this shit. Do y'all realize that Ryan Garcia's fan base is pretty much mostly TikTok, Instagram followers and all that, young kids? These motherfuckers aren't even like grown, mature-minded people. They're like young kids. You see the videos of him before the fucking fight with Haney jumping around, getting drunk, dancing around, and you know, all this goofy shit. Man, that's on him, man. That's on him. When I tell you he don't take boxing serious, it's what I'm telling you, man. It's something that, you know, now all of a sudden, when he's about to fight somebody, fight Haney, all of a sudden now Mexican this, Mexican that. No, like, bro, listen. At the end of the fucking day, I know if Devin Haney, if the shoes had been on the other foot and they said Devin Haney failed the test and he missed weight and Ryan had to make the weight, man, please, every one of these bitch-made motherfuckers that's out here crying because people getting on Haney's ass. See, the real boxing fans and the real boxers, they are getting at Ryan for that shit, the unprofessionalism. They're like, even with the drug shit, of course. But the fact the man he ain't even try to make weight. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Haney had been the one y'all calling the fucking weight bully, yet he always makes weight. But let that have been Haney. The shoes, the roles reversed, every fucking thing we're saying, y'all have been saying the same thing. And guess what? If that shit would have happened, I'd be saying the same shit that I'm saying about Ryan, about Devin. That's the difference with y'all. Fighter fans. I'm not. Like somebody was like, yo, what if Frank Martin knocked Tank out? Then he just knocked Tank the fuck out. Fuck Tank. Fuck Frank Martin. Fuck Floyd. Fuck all. Y'all don't understand it, do y'all? I don't give a fuck about these fighters on a personal level. If I moved to fucking Washington, D.C., and I was a news reporter, man, I'm not from fucking Washington. So is it a rule that says I gotta fucking root for the Redskins or whatever the fuck they call themselves now? Do I gotta root for them? No, motherfucker. I don't gotta root for nobody. But whatever team that I've been wanting to see win, well, that's who I'm going. You understand? Like, ain't no motherfucking. Listen, you know that shit happens. Y'all seen different things. People not even from the state that they're in performing, and somebody could be from Green Bay, and they'll come out there and go, Detroit, Michigan, and the whole crowd. They don't give a fuck about that person. Yo, you just yelled out Detroit. She shouted out Detroit. Bottom line, y'all. Canelo's going to do what Canelo's going to do. And I say people will just stop wanting to see certain things. For those who are going to support him no matter what he does, they're going to do it. For those who don't like the fact what he's doing and think that he's cherry picking and y'all don't, well, then stop supporting this shit. That's up to y'all what y'all do. But you complaining, but you shouldn't spending your money, you know, and you guys still don't get it. I can say this shit a million times. I don't give a fuck who the fighter is. You know what I mean? So you know, basically, since we at a point where we can just do whatever we want, like I said, take your motherfucking ass to work. and try to pull that shit. Mandatory meeting. Mandatory means mandatory. You have to be there. There's no excuses. No, you have to be there. Unless you have some type of emergency with excuse or a note or something, but just, I'm at a point I can do what I want. And if I don't feel like coming to that meeting, okay. You think you got that kind of stroke? I don't give a fuck how many years you've been working it. I don't give a fuck how many employed a month you got, whatever. Try that shit and see what happens. I don't give a fuck if you never missed a day of work. Try that shit and see what happens. So when you start making excuses for these guys, this is the hurt business. This is the business you went into for a living. And at the end of the fucking day, he's clearly telling you he don't want to fight Morrell. He don't want to fight Benavides. And the thing about it is he tried to shoot them down like they've done nothing. Somehow, Jaime Munguia has. Okay, well, you got what you got. And if that's the fight that you thought you wanted to see, okay, knock yourselves out. Well, what I'm saying is this is what he's doing, what Terrence Crawford is doing, and I keep telling you, all these other fighters, you see the same shit happening. Everybody want to be the A side. Tank is at a point, he's doing the same shit, really. The only thing is he's not saying, I do what I want to do. There's no reason why he can't fight Shakur Stevenson. Even with that last performance that Shakur had, people want to see that fight more than him and Frank Martin. So if Frank Martin was to go in there and wind up beating Tank ass, that shit would be funny now, wouldn't it? Like, okay, well, you might have beat Shakur. Who knows? You might have beat Shakur. Who knows? But bottom line, this is what I'm talking about. 135 isn't stacked anymore. It's not stacked anymore. So right now, most of the eyes are on 140 as far as the smaller guys. 147 is not stacked anymore either. You see what I'm saying to you? So this is where even like Crawford, if he said, man, fuck it, let me go, before I go up to 154, let me go beat Jaron Ennis. Then I'm going to 150. Why would that be a problem? For Canelo, let me beat Morrell, let me beat Benavides, shut their mouths. And bottom line, there's nobody left. That's a big fight for me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a fact. 168. That's where he's comfortable at. Them motherfuckers talk about, man, Bivol ain't do shit since he fought Canelo. Okay. But you know what he did? He fought Canelo and he beat Canelo's little ass, didn't he? So what the fuck kind of sense are you making? You know why he ain't fight Canelo again? Because Canelo don't want the fucking fight. Mauricio Suleiman don't want the fucking fight. I mean, it's one thing to like a team or like a fighter as a fighter, okay, whatever, but when you get to the point where you sitting up here acting like a bunch of little bitches, it's the type of dumb shit y'all say. And the reality is, man, look, they gonna do what they gonna do. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Canelo got booed when they asked him about Benavides. So if you think the Mexican people don't want that fight, you're stupid. I don't give a fuck where you from. Fight fans want that fight. So if for a fighter to tell you I do what I want, and I'm Mexican, okay, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know the significance of him yelling that, but bottom line, that fight is only going to happen if he wants to fight. And then, did you hear his team talking about they giving Benavides 10 days to make up his mind? Why? Because he announced, look, I'm #1 contender for mandatory for 3 years. They don't want to get no talks, no nothing. He's going to 175. He wants to fight the best guys at 175. Now that he's campaigning at 175, he got 10 days to say what he wants to do. I mean, y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see that? So what purpose did that? What purpose did that serve? Because they feel like Benavides like, man, fuck you. You don't want to fight. I'm not waiting for you no more. I will give him 10 days to fight. He say, and go to 175. So fight. Like it's not your fault. No, you don't want to fight. And this is what I mean about the bullshit that happens right in front of y'all faces, but y'all act like y'all don't understand what y'all seeing and hearing. That's bullshit. Where was all of that when he was, before he even announced going to 175? Now, oh man, I don't think he could beat Bivol. I don't think he could beat better BF. Maybe not. But guess what? At least he's willing to go up there and fight. Bottom line, he tried to get the fight with Canelo. Nothing. Now, one could say Benavides and Morrell could fight. But just like, look, they could fight, eliminate each other. it's still not going to get him closer to Canelo. That's the whole point that people understand about Benavides or Morrell. They're both mandatories for his belt, okay? I forget which one it is. It might be the IBF or whatever, WBA, whichever. It's one of the other ones for Morrell. But Benavides is the WBC, okay? And bottom line is, he could fight him for his own legacy. It ain't got nothing to do with, he can just fuck Canelo. I'm doing it for me. But him fighting Morrell is not going to put him closer to Canelo. And you got to understand, Canelo got all the fucking belts. So he's going to be fighting but not getting title shots. Okay, I got a better shot at going to fight for a title at 175 pounds because I don't think the winner out of Bivol and Benavides is going to duck me. Now, does he go up and get his shot right away with one of them? I don't know. Because in boxing, there's been people that's been skipping the line. And let's not forget, if Canelo had not had this franchise championship shit, he wouldn't have had certain title reigns. And so y'all know, I don't give a fuck about that franchise. And I said it from day one. I don't respect that title at all. I don't give a fuck who had it. I don't like it. But it is what it is. And, you know, look, he did what he did. Munguia did the best he could do. Okay, and you want to know what's so funny though? Because people refer to him as a tough kid. I'm like, a tough kid? This man, I think Jaime got like 40 fights or something like that, right? He's older than, you know, he's in his 20s or whatever. Bottom line, they call him a tough kid. What do you mean tough kid? And then you hear somebody go, no, I mean, he's very established. He has 40 fights. Let me tell you something. When you have that many fights, you're a high level. Okay? Didn't Canelo have 40 fights? I think he had 40, 41 or something. He had 40 plus fights when he fought Floyd. But he was a baby. He was too young. Oh, he didn't have the, you see, all this hypocritical shit. I mean, I don't give a fuck if because Jaime's older than what he was, then so fucking what? I don't care. It don't mean shit. Like you said, look at this guy. What's his name? Abdullah Mason. That motherfucker. What's the guy? Ramos he fought. He stopped Ramos, right? Ramos was a poor sport, ran up, tried to push him, wanted to try to fight him again after the fight was over and all of that. 18 years old. When Haney first got, no, this is what I'm saying. The younger these guys are, they're coming in the sport. Camaro Moulton. Nobody's making this, oh, they're babies or they're too young excuses. Same, nothing. Everything that these younger fighters, they're willing to go in there and fight. The thing is, you push a fighter the right way. Don't put them in there with the wrong guy too soon. Make sure that they're ready. Chris Colbert is a perfect example of that. He thought he was better than what he was. They pushed him too fast, and you see where it got him. You know what I mean? But, you know, what I'm saying is, when you got these guys that's younger than what Canelo was when he fought Floyd, nobody's making excuses for these guys for losing fights. Bottom line. And if Floyd, and this thing Canelo talking about, nobody think I ain't going to fight Floyd. They not think I'm going to fight Laura. When the fuck was this, man? Who the fuck was saying you wasn't going to fight Floyd? You wasn't going to fight Laura? Who was saying this? And in fact, I remember the Jim Lampleys of the world, the Larry Merchants and all these people, and Floyd Mayweather think he's pound for pound the best in the world. Why don't he fight Canelo Alvarez? With that little smug smirk on his face as if, because he knows Canelo will beat him. That's what he was trying to say. And guess what? That's not what happened. Not by a long shot. And after the fucking fight, well, what we learned about Canelo Alvarez is he's not on the level. He's only 23 years old. Oh, now all of this shit comes out. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Whoa, newsflash. Floyd was champion before he was 23. I think he was champion at 21 or 22, something like that. So, you know, all this shit. Then motherfucker had the nerve to say, yeah, but you gotta understand, Floyd's skill level was different. Oh, I thought he was a runner. I thought he was a cherry picker. I thought, but now, but to make Canelo not look bad, now Floyd was all of that. This is what I mean about guys, man. Like, the shit that people say. That's why when you see me cursing motherfuckers out and you see me deleting people, and it's because you fucking little kids, man. Y'all not even men. Y'all not even men. Y'all are some little lame-brained sissies that, for whatever reason, you watch boxing. I guess whatever's trending on social media, y'all just want to be a part of it. And I know I've heard people say shit like, I don't even watch boxing. I just want to be able to say I was there or I saw when Floyd got beat. And I know all y'all motherfuckers is kicking yourselves up the ass to this very day about it because it didn't happen. And I remember some idiot said some shit about, oh, I said, now, because what I said about Canelo was, he should have had that same type of energy against Benavides and Morrell. Fuck Oscar De La Hoya. He's a fucking promoter. He's not fighting anymore. Or what you meant to say was, every time somebody get in front of Canelo, he knocks him down. And I responded with, oh, you mean like Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol? Yeah, that motherfucker shut right the fuck up, didn't he? Yeah. Go ahead with the excuse how he was too young or he was too small. Go ahead with that bullshit excuse. Anyway, he did what he did. The night went the way it went. I don't think anybody in their right mind thought the fight was going to go any different. I mean, I guess out of respect for, Munguia, people was trying to give him a chance or whatever. I really personally didn't feel like he was going to do much of anything. I really didn't. But we'll see how things go. No, I'm not even going to say we'll see how things go. I'm just saying I don't care what happens, me personally. But for all you guys that get your hopes up high and then feel some kind of way, don't expect anything other than Canelo going to do what Canelo's going to do. Simple. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.